Hello, Ranger Point Precision friends and family, and a special howdy to all you space cowboys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about this little baggie here, and it has a tenon, 2 screws, and 2 pieces of sandpaper in it. Now, this right here is critical for our install, whether you have a Marlin end cap model, a Rossi R95, or a Henry, and you've ordered one of our M-Lock handguards or even our Costa handguard setup, you're going to wind up needing to fit this tenon to your particular rifle. So now you can see the one on the right is a much beefier tenon. This is the one we provide versus the black little one from the factory. So what we wind up doing is we have to sand this down just a little bit because not all dovetails are the same. So this is actually shipped a little bit oversized because, as you can see the little dovetail by my finger there, they're all machined differently. So now you can see this barely fits into our dovetail. That's because the tenon again is oversized, and we're going to have to remove just a little bit of material off the back side of it. In the package are going to be 2 pieces of sandpaper. And what we're going to do is we're going to wind up sanding the back side of this tenon until it goes in somewhere around half to 2/3 of the way with no tools. So now this is the back side of the tenon. This is the part where we're going to be removing material with our sandpaper. So we're just going to go in a little back and forth motion, removing just a little bit of material and then test fitting it in between each time we remove material. Now, like I said earlier, we want it to go about a half to 2/3 of the way in with no tools. And this is where it's critical in keeping you from breaking your tenon. You're really going to have to use some patience here. So let's go ahead and try one more test fit. We're going to push this in by finger. You see we stop about half of the way in. We're going to want to go ahead and take this off and do just a little bit more sanding. Just go ahead and get your rifle out of the way and go ahead and grab your piece of sandpaper and just keep at it. It's going to take just a little bit of patience, but the end result is going to be very nice. Getting a bit closer. So now you're looking at the back side here, and you can see that we've sanded quite a bit away into those little dimples. That's showing we've removed some material. So let's go ahead and try to test fit this thing yet again. I'll give her a push by finger. There we are. We're about half to 2/3 of the way. Now it's not incredibly loose, but it's got a good deal of resistance still. You can see I'm pushing back and forth here. But now what we're going to need to do, you can see I've got a little block there to support my barrel. We're going to roll this thing over on the side, and we're going to take a non-marring hammer. That non-marring hammer is going to keep from marking everything up. You can see this one, that one's actually a flooring hammer, but it's got little polyurethane snubbers that keep from scratching your guns. So now let's go ahead and run this thing in. I'm using my fingers to feel. It looks like we've got it about half. Looks about even. So I am liking that. And then the cool thing about the handguard is we have set screws that'll keep this thing from moving side to side. So this whole thing will set up like concrete. So now we've installed our tenon. We didn't break it. We didn't make any puppies cry. And it's time to move on with the rest of the installation.